The desert is one of the most extreme environments on Earth. It has intense heat during the day and, honestly, freezing temperatures at night. To survive, you need to be smart, resourceful, and calm. Water is your top priority in the desert. You can survive several days without food, but only about 3 days without water. Finding or conserving water can mean life or death. Avoid moving during the heat of the day. Instead, travel early in the morning or late in the afternoon. This reduces water loss from sweating. Look for signs of water like green vegetation, dry stream beds, or bird activity. Sometimes water can be found by digging at the base of cliffs or rocks. Dew on plants can also be collected using cloth. Always cover your head and skin to protect from the sun. You can use a scarf, a shirt, or even some plant material to make a shade cover. This really helps prevent sunburn and heat stroke. Build a shelter using rocks, branches, or any available material. The main goal here is to block sunlight and create some shade. Even just lying in the shadow of a large rock is better than being in direct sun. If you have limited water, sip slowly and try to avoid drinking too fast. Also, try not to eat much if you don't have water, since digestion actually uses up fluids. Your body needs to conserve every single drop. Alright, so you'll want to stay still during the hottest hours, usually from 11 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. Resting in shade helps your body stay cool, and honestly, it just makes sense. Save your energy for when it's safer to move. If you're lost, try to stay near one spot unless you see a clear sign of civilization. Moving around wastes energy and water, which you really don't want. Signal for help instead of wandering aimlessly. Use mirrors, shiny objects, or bright clothing to attract attention. A fire or smoke during the evening can be seen from far away, which is super useful. Also, create large shapes like help using rocks or clothing. If you decide to move, try to follow animal trails or dry riverbeds, since these might actually lead you to water or even roads. And, make sure to mark your trail so you don't end up walking in circles. Also, keep an eye out for footprints, vehicle tracks, or any signs of human presence. Wear loose, light-colored clothing if you can. It really helps, since it reflects sunlight and lets air flow through. Tight or dark clothes, on the other hand, just trap heat, which is definitely not what you want out here. Don't touch or sit near rocks or logs without checking first. Dangerous animals like snakes or scorpions could be hiding there, honestly. So use a stick to move objects before you get close. Better safe than sorry. Alright, so keep your lips and eyes protected. Sunglasses, they really help reduce sun glare. And don't forget, lip balm or even plant oils can protect against dryness. Use improvised containers like plastic bottles, leaves, or even clothing to collect rain or morning dew. Any water you collect could honestly be life-saving. If you can, store extra water for later. Cactus water isn't always safe, just so you know. Some cactus types actually have toxic liquids that can make you sick. So, it's best to learn to identify safe plants, or just avoid drinking plant fluids unless you're totally certain. Traveling at night is sometimes safer temperature-wise, but you must be careful of visibility and desert wildlife. If possible, make a torch or, just stick to clear paths. Learn basic desert navigation. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Moss and landmarks can also help with direction during the day. Create shoes or foot protection if yours are damaged. Use thick cloth, bark, or other materials. Walking barefoot in the desert can, honestly, burn or cut your feet. If you really need to, look for insects or small reptiles for food. I know, it's not exactly pleasant, but they can actually give you some much-needed protein. Just remember, avoid anything that's brightly colored. It's often a big warning sign for poison. Stay away from caffeine and alcohol, since they actually make dehydration worse. Only drink clean water, alright? And if you're not sure if the water is safe, let it settle for a bit and then strain it through some cloth. Alright, so, to protect yourself from dust storms, make sure you cover your nose and mouth with a cloth. If you can, Find shelter behind rocks or just lie flat on the ground until the storm passes. It's super important to stay positive and mentally strong out there. Panic and fear, honestly, they just increase dehydration and make it harder to think clearly. Try to keep a routine and focus on small goals, like, finding shade or collecting dew. If you've got a phone or camera, go ahead and document your experience. It could really help rescuers. And if you're injured, make visible signals or write a note with your direction of travel. Seriously, any clue at all can assist rescue efforts. Just remember, loads of people have survived desert conditions by using basic knowledge and staying calm. Trust your instincts and your environment. With a bit of planning, you can stay alive until you're rescued.